How do you think the electricity from the generation unit reaches your homes? Through a network of cables, right? And it's not a single straight cable that runs directly from the unit to your home. It has to go through distribution stations at various levels where the voltage of the electricity is reduced through transformers for further distribution in the localities nearby. So from the unit to your home, it becomes a complex network of cables with junctions of high intensity in between. In the same way, the pranic energy is distributed through a network of subtle channels all across our body, starting at the top of our head, which is the doorway between us and the higher consciousness. We talked about the two fundamental aspects of life, consciousness and energy, in the second and the third episodes. And in the last episode, I briefly mentioned that the pran or the life force doesn't flow in our body haphazardly. It flows through well-defined channels, and we can visualize these channels as a network of electricity distribution. There are 72,000 main channels and 114 intersection points. Just as an electricity distribution station, these junctions have high intensity of energy, and these are called the chakras. The subtle channels through which the energy flows are called Nadis. Chakra means a wheel, a circular ring, and these junctions are called chakras because of the circular radiation of energy from them. The energy from each chakra ensures the proper functioning of the internal organs situated nearby. Depending on the intensity, balance of the energy, and the unobstructed flow in each region, the quality of the biological functions of those organs is determined. The light bulb in your room functions at its optimum level when it receives the voltage it is designed to function at. Consistently low voltage and your room will not be lit properly. A surge of high voltage or frequent fluctuations, the bulb might simply burn out. So to have an optimal life, it is essential to have a balanced flow of energy throughout our body. And to achieve that, the chakras should be active and balanced. Out of the 114 chakras, 2 are outside the physical body, above our head. If this sounds strange, recall that the energy and the consciousness that we have is nothing but a part of the cosmos. So, there must be some doorway that connects us to it. When a baby is in the mother's womb, its body starts forming from the top of its head to downwards. And if you have noticed, the portion on top of a newborn baby's head is the most delicate part at the time of the birth and is kept protected for days till it solidifies completely. This, the top of our head, is the point from where the cosmic energy starts manifesting into our physical body. Imagine that if the technology advances today and we are able to capture the lightning strokes and convert them into usable electricity, the same electric energy that generated in the clouds and traversed through air will be flowing through the electric cables in your house. And there will be some meeting point where the two mediums of its traverser meet, right? So these concepts are not hypothetical. They have been experienced by many, and they can be experienced by you and me if we are conscious enough. The 2 chakras which are above our physical level are not in our control. 4 out of the remaining 112 chakras are dormant inside our body and we cannot directly work upon them. The remaining 108 are the chakras that we can energize and work upon. That's the reason the number holds a special significance in Hindu system of spirituality. Chanting mantras is one way to activate these centers, and so the Jap Mala has 108 beads in it. Those who don't know about it, it means that it is recommended to chant a mantra 108 times to activate all the chakras. Now if you are thinking that you have heard only about 7 chakras, don't worry, we are getting there. When the energy traverses downwards, it flows down along our spine, and from there it spreads in the whole body through various branches. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has described it as a tree upside down. The top of our head is the root of the tree, the trunk is along our spine, and then the branches are spread all across the body. It is this trunk or our spine where the 7 most important chakras lie. The root of this tree at the top of our head is called the Sahasrara Chakra, which connects us with the Supreme Consciousness. On the physiological level, it is associated with the pituitary gland, which controls the hormonal secretion of all other glands in the body. In other words, it's the root that nourishes the whole body. The next is inside the brain behind the eyebrow center and is called the Ajna Chakra. It is at the very top of the spinal column at the medulla oblongata. It is our doorway to intuitiveness. Have you ever met someone who intuitively told you something about the future and it actually happened? Or sometimes you may have also felt that without any specific knowledge you anticipated something and it happened. This doesn't happen randomly. Nothing is random or illogical in the universe. We talked about the levels of consciousness, right? The sensory perception is the lowest level, and as we are able to enhance this, we become receptive to events or vibrations that our senses cannot perceive. And this is when we access knowledge which is not accessible otherwise. If this quality is consistently present in someone, people call it sixth sense. We call it Divya Drishti. Our eyes are the sense organs which make us aware of the world outside. The Ajna Chakra is the eye that makes us aware about the inner, the subtle world. And so you may have noticed that Lord Shiv is depicted with a third eye in the center of the forehead, an eye that opens inwards. This is just a representation. The eye doesn't exist physically. The depiction shows an activated Ajna Chakra. This chakra is the easiest to feel. Just close your eyes and bring the focus to the center of the forehead. You would feel the intensity of energy in the region. But don't do it for long without proper guidance, as it might be harmful if the body is not well prepared to handle the effects. Coming down in the path of energy flow in the cervical plexus behind the throat, there is the third important chakra called the Vishuddhi Chakra. Biologically, it affects the functioning of the thyroid gland. Spiritually, it denotes that from the world of subtleness we have entered the gross space. And so, this chakra governs the expression of the self to the physical world. The stronger it is, the more effective and powerful our interaction with the word becomes. The word Vishuddhi means to purify, and this chakra has the ability to absorb negativity. Lord Shiv is said to have drunk the deadly poison which was neutralized by his Vishuddhi Chakra and stopped from being absorbed by the body. This is depicted with his blue throat. Not at all equivalent to this, but I find it interesting that the tonsils in our throat act as filters to capture viruses and stop them from entering our body. The next in the series is the Anahat Chakra, situated at the spinal column in the inner wall, directly behind the center of the chest. Being the fourth chakra in the series of 7, it is the center and the connection between the upper and the lower chakras. If we go up from this, we move up towards the subtle aspects. If we move down towards the lower chakras, we move towards the gross world. This chakra governs our emotional association with people, our feelings of love and compassion. It's because of the presence of this chakra at this location, because of which the heart is associated with emotions. Otherwise, the physical heart has nothing to do with them. It supplies blood to your body, but without any feelings. So now you know, it's not the heart that makes you fall in love, it's the energy in the Anahat chakra. A strong Anahat chakra makes us compassionate, devoted, and capable of loving selflessly. As we traverse further down, directly behind the navel, on the inner wall of the spine, is located the next one, the Manipur chakra, or the solar plexus. Mani means jewel and Pur means city, so this chakra is a city of jewels. It is the center of dynamism, energy, willpower, and achievement, and is compared to the dazzling sun, without which life on earth won't exist. Physiologically, it controls the heat in the body and governs the digestive fire. The second last is the Swadhisthana chakra, the sacral plexus. Swa means self and Adhisthana means being established. It is situated at the base of the spinal column. The energy from this chakra governs the reproductive system and it is responsible for our desires, which may not necessarily be sexual. In the path of spiritual growth, crossing this chakra is the most important and probably the most difficult task. When the energy flows up and this chakra is activated, the individual has to be living a very conscious life to be able to direct this energy further up and not become a slave of desires. The last in the sequence and the first in the journey of spiritual growth is the Mooladhara chakra, the root. As the name suggests, it is the foundation or the seat of the life force. The cosmic energy traversing down on her way while manifesting herself to life ends her journey here and sits in a dormant way. At the perineum, between the anus and the genitals, 2 finger width below the Swadhisthana chakra. This resting energy is what we call the Kundalini Shakti. The term Kundalini Jagran means to uplift this energy and take it back to the point from where it started manifesting into the gross form. When it happens and the Shakti reaches the Sahasrara chakra, the top of the head, it unites with the cosmic consciousness. In the Tantra system, we call him Shiv. And this union of Shiv and Shakti is called Yoga. There are many more ways to look at these chakras, depending on whether we aspire for spiritual growth or for simply living a better life. In fact, living a more conscious life automatically takes us towards spirituality. I'll cover a few more details about the chakras and the nadis, the energy channels, in the next episode. I'm hopeful I'm giving you some food for thought. If you want to reach out to me to share your opinion about the podcast, you can send out an email to puja.theseeker, that is puja.theseeker@gmail.com. Stay tuned and have a nice time.